morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care and Advanced Audiology. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Jane Dorio,
on your hometown station, 98.1 FM and AM 1220 KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And our first guest this morning is Shannon Avazian with Assisted Living Locators. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good
Welcome
to see
back.
you again.
Thank you.
Okay. Assisted Living Locators.
Yes.
but that's pretty broad because it's more than just that. There's so many of our older adults who are living in their home, and most are aging in place and trying to survive. But there are some that can't wash their clothes, can't vacuum their floors, can't clean up, can't take care of their pets, can't even stock their refrigerator. Right. So they're running into a few problems, and their loved ones are noticing that.
Yeah.
And then it comes time, something happens, and they realize that their mother or father or grandparent can't stay in their home anymore, and they need to have a way to find an answer and a reference, a referral that will help them out.
And that's where we come in.
Right.
I'm glad you brought that up. And I actually wanted to talk about that today because so many of us, there's assisted living, there's independent living, and we need to kind of change the way we think in some regards to that, because I feel there's a stigma on, leaving the home and going to an assisted living. And that's really not the case anymore, because if you look at some of these communities, they're like resorts. I often walk in and say, I would love to live there.
That's
Where's
right.
the 40-something section?
Yes.
Maybe 50. But, and that's really what's going on today. They have taken senior living to the next level.
Yes.
So it's for, maybe you've lost your spouse and you're tired of the upkeep and you're tired of figuring out what to eat. Maybe that's a good place to start, is independent living. You'll be with like-minded people doing activities. And I say going to museums, a lot of these places have happy hours. It's not what we traditionally think anymore. And so I challenge everyone, if you don't know what senior living is today, call me, call a community, go and take a tour, see what it's about.
And that's critical, because especially when you have family members who are taking care of an older person, and those family members can no longer do it on a regular basis. And they need to be able to assist that person they're taking care of to find a place where they will be comfortable, as well as being taken care of, and be safe, so that they're not getting out of their chair and using their walking stick or their walker and trying to get out the front door and stumbling down the step.
Right.
Yeah.
And that happens too many times. And then the senior has to go into the hospital, and then all kinds of bad things happen.
And we're talking skilled nursing and going
Yes.
down a different road.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's completely different road.
The big problem is that many of these occurrences are sudden. And Shannon, how often is it that people are calling you up and in a panic?
I'm going on one today at 12 o'clock. Last week I had an immediate placement. It happens quite often, and that's really where I thrive, because within 2 hours we're able, because I'm taking these families to the best communities that I've already vetted. I'm making sure there's no complaints. So they're going to the best of the best, and they're able to pick out of, maybe 3 options. And within hours, we're able to get their loved one in a safe, happy environment that they're going to be safe.
So our seniors, our caregivers, but especially our seniors, are listening to our show and saying, that what is Shannon talking about, vetted? What does that mean? And in our greatest generation, and even some of the baby boomers, they're not always with the lingo.
Sure.
Right? So let's let our audience know. our listening audience, what do you do to vet?
I actually work with only communities, obviously, that are licensed. So the California, you have to be licensed. So there's board and care licensing, and then there's also the larger communities that are licensed. So I'm doing a security check on that to make sure there isn't any complaints. Sometimes there are complaints that are justifiable. You know, maybe there's a cracked dish or something that they came in and they're kind of nickeling and diming them. But I'm able to kind of use my experience to say, you know, that one's okay. But then there's other complaints that, you know, if it's neglect or they're not giving the medication properly, or, you know, there's other complaints that I want to make sure I'm checking. And I check them every time I tour, I'm doing another check. So it's not just a one-time check. I'm constantly, you know, even with the homes I work with. You know, I will do a security check every time just to make sure nothing new has popped up. And, you know, just to make sure.
So you're a busy lady.
I am busy.
It sounds like it. If you're doing that kind of thing, because that takes time.
Yeah.
And you when you go into a place, you don't just look.
No.
You know, you get in and start moving around
Yeah.
and being thorough.
Yeah.
And that's what vetting is all about.
Right. And having the families come in and seeing what the other residents are like, you know, visualizing their loved one. Could I see mom or dad here? And what I think might be wonderful, they may see differently.
Yeah,
That's
great.
why I show different homes with different owners or different communities and different locations.
And older adults have preferences.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, they have food preferences, they have living accommodations. You know, some are feng shui. They want to be facing in a certain direction when they enter their room and exit their room. They want their bed in diagonally. And
Right.
Absolutely.
so there's a lot
That's
of
very
things that they
true.
want to have in place that, you know, they are not, those situations are not easy to find. And when family members are in a panic and, you know, the older adult is saying, well, I want this, you know, a lot of times, you know, there's not enough time to be able to figure that out. They got to go where they have to go.
Right.
But you have that in your lap
Right.
to help those people out by locating places for them to go.
Right. And I, you know, like the one today, they called me yesterday. They have two parents that are, you know, in a skilled nursing. And I'm able to, you know, have the communities we want to see, because I know I work with them on a daily basis. So I know their vacancies. So they're not going to spend all that time calling, oh, sorry, we're full. Oh, no, we can't take two of them. Oh, no, you know, I already know. So I'm able to streamline that process for them. And, you know, you mentioned something. The biggest thing I find with, you know, moving into a community is food. I always recommend, let's go in and tour. Let's have lunch, you know, and that's one of the, you know, I take the time and I have lunch with the residents or the potential residents with the community. You know, people are like, well, how can you do that? It takes so much time. I said, it's part of the journey. It's part of finding that next home.
That's right.
It's not just, you know, a
Here
placement.
we are.
No.
You're in now. Goodbye.
Yeah.
No.
It's not at
It's
all.
not
Now,
what I do, yeah.
Do you also oversee private homes
I
that
do.
have
Yeah.
board and
The board
care?
and cares.
Yeah, it's a residential, they're
Yes.
usually 6-bed or 6 residence home, so absolutely. And the board and cares are different because that's usually for a resident that needs more care. The communities have levels of care, so at some point, if they just need too much care, that's when the residential board and care home will come into place. Because they're going to be a more fixed price. They may, you know, charge a little bit more, but it's going to be fixed. You're not going to get an assessment of level of care continuously, you know, and get priced out of the market.
And I think it would be more comfortable for a lot of seniors.
It is.
of the elder, a lot more comfortable.
Home-like.
Yes, because you are in a home. You know, you've got maybe bedroom buddies or you know, that kind of thing. But it's a place where you can make friendships. I think a little easier
Then the big.
than the big homes, the big facilities. And I think if that was to happen to me, I would prefer to stay in my own home.
Yeah.
But if push came to shove, I would prefer a board
A
and
home
care.
life.
Yes, in someone's home.
You know, I wanted to talk a little bit about that, the in-home care, because I also, and basically I refer in-home care. And the reason I only work with licensed, bonded, and insured caregivers. And it's so important because as we get older, maybe we've lost our spouse and we think, well, I have this room sitting here, so I can move somebody in and exchange services, care services for rent. And it's become a big litigation matter. I don't know if I just read an article the other day, and I'm going through this with a client right now. She's done it 3 times, and she's in the process of a 3rd eviction. And the family calls me, and they're like, what do we do? And I'm like, you need to stop with that. It's better to have someone who's licensed, bonded, insured. If you don't have someone, call, any of us for a referral. We're definitely a safe referral. But it's you just don't want to move anyone into your home for exchange for caregiving services. 1, you're probably not going to get the proper care. 2, you might face an eviction process and they may just stay and take advantage of that. But what's happening is there was a husband and wife, a caregiver moved in. When the husband passed away, the caregiver filed a lawsuit against the widow and said, you didn't give me proper breaks because you become the employer and you're not paying payroll taxes, you're not giving proper breaks. And the widower actually ended up having to sell her house to pay for the litigation and to settle the lawsuit.
That's a crime.
It's a crime.
That's terrible.
So when I hear stories like this, and before this I was a paralegal, so I really understand what that looks like. So I understand
You have
people
to be
going,
careful.
You want to talk to an attorney if you want to do something. Call an attorney.
Set
Get
things
some
up.
get some advice before you make some decisions like that.
Well, that's true. And I had 24-hour care for my husband before he passed away. And I was able to find someone who had come on the show several times. He had Home Care Santa Clarita, and he has since gone out of business. And then I used Comfort Keepers because most of the caregivers who worked for Home Care Santa Clarita went over to Comfort Keepers, and they wanted to have 12-hour shifts. Well, I couldn't handle a 12-hour shift. I said, no, I'd like to have 3 8-hour
6.
shifts, 3
Sure.
8-hour shifts. And they accommodated me. They were very nice about it. But I did need someone to come in on a
And
24-hour
you're
basis.
hiring someone to handle that part of it. They're the employer. They're dealing with the scheduling conflicts. They're
Right.
dealing with all of
That's right.
The taxes.
that. The tax.
Yep.
That's right. I'm paying the company.
Correct.
And Medicare and the insurance, they were paying the company.
Correct.
And what the insurance didn't cover and Medicare didn't cover, I would be billed for it. And it's very, very expensive.
It is.
Our out-of-pocket last year was $120,000.
Wow.
And that was over and above what the insurance
Wow.
paid for and Medicare.
Yeah, it's devastating.
It is really, and fortunately, Russ had done enough investing so that it didn't hurt us that much. I mean, but $120,000, that's a lot of money.
All right, but you were, the whole scenario was because you and Russ want to age in place.
That's right.
And it's a lot of money, $120,000, but you succeeded.
That's right.
In doing that.
Absolutely
And that's
did.
great.
And he was happy.
More than that.
Oh,
More-
absolutely.
I know
he
that.
was at home.
This is the way, he felt for years, and we knew that, and Barb too. And, the older adults in our community and every community want to age in place. They want to stay in their
Wanna
home.
stay at home.
Now, for some, that's not going to happen. But should money be what decides whether that's going to happen or not? And my thought is it shouldn't be that, and we as a community and as a society have to figure that out. So I think we're up and coming in the next decade. We will help to determine how we are going to get seniors, older adults, to age in place and stay in their home. And instead of 90% of them ending up in a nursing home, we'll have them 90% living in their
Living
own home.
in their own home.
We just have to figure out the finances.
Yes, that's the big.
That's the challenge.
Oh,
Well, and I know, we talk about this with financial advisors, and I always recommend talk to a financial advisor.
Yep.
My late husband passed away, and he planned accordingly. He did plan for death. We had life insurance, thank God, and my life is different because of that.
Oh, absolutely.
Totally, I had 2 little ones, totally different. But have I planned for living longer? How do you do that? We just don't think about living longer. I have life insurance, but do I have living long-term benefits? And
Yeah,
so
I
there
have
are some really creative packages. I won't get into that. I'm not a financial advisor, but there are some interesting things that they can do and take out those benefits for long-term living benefits.
Oh, the other thing too is we had long-term care insurance.
Huge.
And
Huge.
it was interesting because Russ kept saying, "No, we're not going to get that. No." I went ahead and got it anyway.
Good job,
job.
Barbara. Good job.
And interestingly, it paid a third
Yeah.
of the cost.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And he finally said to me, "Well, I guess you were right, weren't you?"
You didn't want to be right on that one, but grateful you were, I'm sure.
And I have it on myself also. I've continued.
Yeah.
And I will continue. And because what you pay for it in a year comes nowhere near
Yeah.
to what it costs to have 24/7 in-home care.
Yeah. My mother also had the long-term care, and she was able to stay at home for 5 years with another franchise like Comfort Keepers. It was Home Instead. And 5 years, $300,000 with the benefits. So could she afford that on her own?
No.
So she was
Not at
able to
all.
keep her own home. She didn't have to, sell that to pay for her care. She was able to use those long-term care benefits.
Yeah, it's made a big difference. And now I'm in the throes of straightening out the trust. Oh, my goodness.
Take a breath.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely exhausting,
Yeah.
I have a good attorney, an elder law attorney who I met coming on the senior hour.
Perfect.
And Total Financial Solutions is our investment person, and he's been a big help.
Perfect.
And so we're beginning to get it straightened out. Oh, but what a chore.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I had no idea that it would be like this.
And when you think you have it all set, too, you still have to go through all that. Yeah.
And it's so complicated right now in terms of
Very.
of the insurance and the taxes and everything that go along with it. It does take time to figure that out. It should not be that difficult,
No,
but
and
it
the
turns out
laws
to be
keep changing too.
as well. See, that's
There are new laws that were put in place in January, and the attorney is still trying to figure out
How
all
that
of the
affects you.
That's right.
Sure.
But Shannon, the main thing that you do is that there's so many things that go on with our older adults that need to have a place to go, but you already have that information at hand, and that's a big deal.
I do.
That's so important that that your company, Assisted Living Locators, it makes a huge difference in people's lives.
Thank you.
To be able to just pick up the phone and say, I've got this problem, and you're there for them. In the past, a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and beyond, it's been terrible. And for me as a physician, trying to find places for older adults to still age in place to a certain degree has not been easy. So we're very thankful that we have you in our community.
Well, thank
you
you
so much.
I
And
appreciate that.
where can someone reach you?
Uh,
Through the telephone.
Phone number is 661-544-1004. And I often tell the people and the families that I'm working with, I'm like a real estate agent, case manager mixed in one. And I'm able to, give you pricing within one phone call for what you need. And you'll know, within 10 minutes of where you want to go, how you want to go, and where you want to proceed.
That's an invaluable service. It really is.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so
Shannon.
much.
It was
Appreciate
good to
it.
see you
Appreciate
again.
seeing both of you.
And we'll see you next time.
You will. Thank
Okay,
you.
Terrific. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM KHTS.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
The Art Gallery of Santa Clarita Artists Association, located in downtown Newhall on 6th Street between Railroad and Main, features local members' original artwork with changing exhibits every 2 months. Purchase affordable art for your home or as gifts. Open Friday through Sunday or by appointment. Artists wishing to join the SCAA can visit santaclaritaartist.org, come to our free monthly meetings at Barnes & Noble, or stop by the gallery. For upcoming shows, check us out at santaclaritaartist.org. We make visual art visible.
Get ready for some fun in the sun because summer has begun. Your hometown station has your way in to make a splash at Six Flags Hurricane Harbor, now open daily for the 2019 season. With nearly 25 slides and water attractions, Six Flags Hurricane Harbor is the place to beat the heat. Keep listening for your chance to find your splash at Six Flags Hurricane Harbor for free. Not a winner? You can still get the coolest deals on tickets, season passes, and memberships at sixflags.com today.
Mission Valley Bank is a commercial bank in the Santa Clarita Valley that really puts the community into community banking.
At Mission Valley Bank, we strive to be a trusted advisor to our clients, and that means being an integral part of the communities we serve. We started the Give Where You Live program to help bring awareness to our nonprofit partners. We're more than just a local business bank. In fact, we're a full-service, independent commercial bank that is locally owned, community-minded, and relationship-driven. I'm Tamara Gurney, President and CEO of Mission Valley Bank, and I invite you to experience the Mission Valley Bank difference, where your success is our mission. We want to be your most valued bank.
Mission Valley Bank has been named Most Trusted Advisor Business Banker by the San Fernando Valley Business Journal 5 years in a row and received the Business Leadership Award by the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce, Valley Industry Association, and SCV Economic Development Corporation. Visit them at their Center Point branch location or at missionvalleybank.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Miles McNamara, Certified Senior Advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers in Home Care. Our caregivers help you in your own home. A Comfort Keeper can provide companionship, meal preparation, medication monitoring, assistance with personal care, transportation to doctor appointments, all enhancing your independence and safety in the comfort and privacy of your own home. So if you or someone you love could use a helping hand at home, call Comfort Keepers at 287-4200. That's 287-4200.
There's no need to travel to France when Le Chêne is here.
That's Juan Alonso, owner of Le Chêne Restaurant.
Enjoy Le Chêne, our winning wine list full of treasures of French and California wines.
All at a reasonable price. Le Chêne, the perfect setting for that special occasion or any occasion, business functions or weddings.
Experience the fine art of dining at Le Chêne.
Enjoy a fabulous meal at Le Chêne on Sierra Highway, exactly 7 miles north of Soledad. info@lechene.com.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM and AM 1220 KHTS. And now we have with us the one and only Nola Aronson. How are you, my love?
Okay, how are you guys
Good
doing?
to see you again.
Thank you.
Everything going well in your life?
In your arena?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Staying out of mischief?
Oh, no.
Good.
Of course not.
Good.
I have to take after you, Barbara, for all these years. I'll stay in
It's more fun that way.
Isn't it?
Yes,
Keep
it
it
is.
busy.
No, keeping in mischief.
That's both of those. But you're both. No, you're busy, but you're both in mischief, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what's fun.
Mm-hmm. And, Santa Clarita is a place you can do that, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
How lucky have
You
we
don't have
been
to worry about it.
to live in a place that was evolving, that needed different, not just businesses, but different ways of looking at especially our older adults and being able to play a role in that. I mean, for Nola, you, in terms of providing an ability to take a human sense of hearing that people lose. And when they do, it has a profound effect, negative effect on them. And then to do what you've done for all these years to enhance that and made a difference in their lives.
Right.
That's mischief.
Yes. That's really getting in
That's
trouble.
good. That's good mischief.
Yeah.
though. Very good
So,
mischief.
Anyway, I thought today we would talk about the future of hearing and where do I see hearing going within the next 10 years. And so to change it up a little, the thing is that more and more people are going to be having hearing loss at a younger and younger age. So it's not about age anymore, like we've talked about before. So stop thinking that because you have a hearing loss, it's because you're getting old. Yes, we do lose our hearing as we get older sometimes, but like, I don't think you have a hearing problem, do you, Barbara?
No.
And you don't,
What?
Dr. Dorio?
What? I'm reading your lips.
And I don't. And I'm a senior, so.
But some people do.
But some people do, and it all depends on hereditary. It depends on noise exposure. It depends on your lifestyle, and it depends on what you actually did when you were younger.
Mm-hmm.
So, like if you shot, when target shooting when you were younger, when you're about 50, you're going to start to notice probably some hearing loss from the guns.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the guns go off, they cause the hair cells, the little nerves inside the nerve of hearing, to die. Mm-hmm. And when those hair cells die, they need a greater sound to get to the ones in the back. Mm-hmm. And so that happens a lot of times at a young age. Mm-hmm. And then over time, because of age, more hair cells die. Mm-hmm. So you already had a head start when you shot a gun.
That's true.
Okay, even one time without ear protection, just once.
The other thing, too, that I notice is young people riding around in their cars with the music blaring like you
Right.
wouldn't believe.
That's
I mean, you can hear it a block away. And I'm thinking to myself, you're going to be sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go deaf at a very young age the more you continue that.
That's right.
And I've said that to my own kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. Do not listen to loud music. It doesn't need to be loud.
Yeah, my son used to say when he heard the car, "Hey, Mom, there's your next patient."
And he was right, too. Absolutely.
And also with the earbuds, you have to be really careful.
yes.
Because if somebody else can hear what you're hearing in your earbuds, that's too loud.
That's too loud. Absolutely
that's
too loud.
Going to cause hearing loss
That's
later.
right. That's right.
Okay, occupation causes hearing loss. So you have to make sure you have ear protection. And we do make custom-made ear protection. We make custom-made musician earplugs. So if you're in a band and you're a musician, you can get earplugs to protect your hearing and be able to hear all the music.
Yes.
And you know how all these guys wear in-the-ear monitors now.
Yes.
And, I look at how big in-the-ear monitors are and how ugly. To me, they remind me of the old hearing aids on how ugly they are. And then people go, they're willing to wear wires hanging down their ears.
I know.
Or big Bluetooth devices that look like this big thing. But yet, nowadays, when you talk about hearing devices, they're so tiny and they come in different colors and they match your hair and nobody ever sees them, even if you're bald. I have patients who have no hair and they're so nervous and they put it off for years to get help with their hearing. And then when they finally do it, they get, oh my God, why didn't I do this earlier?
Yes, that's
and
right.
nobody even notices
That's
that.
right.
So for the future, what we're working on is making a hearing device, and we're already going there, to take care of all these other devices that you wear. You know, you wear the Fitbit, so you count your steps. So that's one device you have in your pocket. Then you wear an iPod or with headphones, you know, or earbuds. That's another device you have. Okay? You measure your heart rate. That's another device you have. Well, now, so that hearing devices now are really like what you call wearables. So they not only take care of your hearing loss, but they take the place of all these other devices. So now you only have one device.
Interesting.
Hooks up to your cell phones. Okay, so you can answer your cell phone into your hearing aids. You can
That's
listen to
amazing.
music in your hearing aids. You can read audiobooks in your hearing aids.
You can ignore
And
your husband or wife because you got hearing aids in.
right.
Play some loud music.
Yeah, we call it the wife or the spouse switch. You know, just press the button and shut them off. Yeah. But now we even have language translation to 26 different languages.
That's really interesting.
We
My.
have what we call telehealth. I'm sure maybe you've started to hear about this, but you know, even with doctors,
Telehealth?
being able to help somebody that's far away. So I
Oh,
have a
yeah.
patient in Canada. I have a patient in Pismo Beach, and now I have one in New Mexico that came in today. And I'm going to be able, when they need their hearing aid turned up, to do it on the computer through the computer of the hearing aid.
Oh my goodness.
So they don't even have to be in my office. So you can have somebody you like, you know, working with you and not have to worry what location you move to or where you are and still have the same service.
That's amazing.
And I, as a physician, do house calls, but I'll be able to do a house call from my own house. It'll
Yep.
literally be a house call.
Right.
You know, the only problem will be whether I can have the extension of a stethoscope, but if someone has a device at their house, I'll be able to listen to their heart, examine their eyes, you know, even maybe palpate or figure out, you know, if they've got, use it as an ultrasound device.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, technology is going to make a difference.
Right.
That's
So that's
amazing.
where hearing's going. So
Yeah.
hearing devices, like we've talked about over and over again, are no longer what they were. And to have these small little devices with this little microchip to be able to do all of these things, you cannot think about just the price of the hearing aid.
That's right.
Now, of course, the hearing aids will cost more because they're so small and they're not produced in mass quantity. Because still, in this day and age, only 20% of people who need hearing devices actually get them.
But, okay, but they make cell phones and they're all over the place. And if they could make a hearing aid and help people, I would think because our older adult population is increasing, that we'll be able to have a lot of mass-produced hearing aids.
Well,
What do you
but we
think?
don't
We don't.
because people don't consider their hearing important for some reason.
So that's what we're trying to tell them on this show.
That's right. So we're going to keep saying that because
Till they hear us.
yeah. And we're on a radio. We're not even in front of them. So I don't know how many people actually hear us right now or are listening to us. So I like to always take a survey of how many people are hearing us. And I would like to do this again. Now, if you are listening to us and you would like a free hearing screening just to get a baseline to see where you're at, and you call my office today and say, Nola, I heard you on KHTS radio, 1220, 98.1 FM. I heard you on the senior hour. You can get a 3-day, 2-night vacation to 8 different locations for free. Now, everything's free. So why wouldn't you want to find out about how you hear? Well, I need to know, are you hearing me? Is anybody listening out there? Let's find out. The number to call is 661-253-EARS. That's 661-253-3277. Let me see how many people are listening to the senior hour and actually hear us. And then you can have a baseline. So that's important too, because we've talked about this before. What happens if something happens to you in the future? Or you're at work and you're trying to do a workman's comp claim, but you don't have where your hearing was before, and you don't have a baseline. Or, like one of my patients got in a car accident a year after she got her normal hearing baseline, and the airbag went off next to her ear. She lost her hearing, and guess what? We were able to prove to the insurance company that it was from the accident. Not from her age, not from anything else, but just from the accident. She got free hearing devices to help her hear. So.
And sometimes not only baselines can be abnormal, and sometimes, as you've told us in the past, there have been individuals who have acoustic neuromas and other hearing problems other than earwax that are profound, and could have a negative effect on them just from trying to get a baseline hearing. So baseline hearing test is so important for everyone, not just our older adults, but everyone.
Yeah, so a good example, and I know he doesn't mind me saying this because he's already announced it to everybody, is the owner of this radio station, Carl Goldman, who thought he had a cold. I was actually with him when he originally got sick, and all of a sudden he couldn't hear out of one ear, and he came to me, and I tested him and sent him somewhere, and we found out he did have an acoustic tumor. Now it is stable, but I was able to help him with his hearing, and we were able to get it right away so it didn't affect his health, and he's doing well. So that's just an example of you never know. You never know, do you have wax in your ears? Do you have fluid in your ears? Is your eardrum broken? Did you have a stroke? Do you have diabetes? There's so many medical conditions related to hearing loss, but hearing is communication. What do we do in this world? We communicate with each other.
Right.
How could we ignore it? How do we expect other people to repeat themselves all the time? How do we expect other people to keep speaking up? It's not fair. Just because you go, oh, I don't want to spend the money, I don't need it. But as soon as you can't see something, you run to the optometrist or ophthalmologist and you get eyeglasses. Why is that? I'm still in a dilemma about all this, so I'm trying to tell you the future of hearing aids within the next 10 years is for the younger generation, is to take place and take care of everything in one step and making it sounds very natural. Not everything's amplified, only the sounds and the speech sounds that you need. And, advanced audiology is your community leader. And so we are helping our community by doing these free hearing screenings. And we have 5 providers in our office and a new audiology assistant. And we have plenty of people to do your hearing screenings. So all you have to do is call 661-253-EARS, 661-253-3277. Ask for your free hearing screening, and your 3-day, 2-night vacation to 8 different locations.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. And we need to take a break, don't we? We will be back in a few minutes. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on the hometown station 98.1 FM and 1220 AM KHTS.
Little Eye Leaders is the newest preschool in the Santa Clarita Valley. At Little Eye Leaders, our outstanding teachers lead with intellect, perspective, and heart. That means our programs provide a warm, nurturing atmosphere to meet the unique needs of each child. We believe that play is a powerful form of learning for young children. That's why our kids have every opportunity to learn through the magic and excitement of play. Parents, schedule a tour today by calling 303-0400 or online at littleeyeleaders.org.
Who says nothing good happens after midnight? Denny's is best known for their breakfast served round the clock, like the Grand Slam. But you can enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner in a casual atmosphere 24/7. At Denny's, the lunch and dinner menu has a variety of appetizers, craveable burgers, salads, and entrees, along with the best desserts in town. Wherever you live in Santa Clarita, there's a Denny's close by. If you're pulling an all-nighter or don't feel like cooking, get into Denny's today. Good stuff is happening at Denny's.
Get ready for some fun in the sun because summer has begun. Your hometown station has your way in to make a splash at Six Flags Hurricane Harbor, now open daily for the 2019 season. With nearly 25 slides and water attractions, Six Flags Hurricane Harbor is the place to beat the heat. Keep listening for your chance to find your splash at Six Flags Hurricane Harbor for free. Not a winner? You can still get the coolest deals on tickets, season passes, and memberships at sixflags.com today.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
We all know sometimes people lose their way. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, the Way Out Recovery SCV may have the answers you've been waiting for. The Way Out is the premier intensive outpatient treatment center serving Santa Clarita. Asking for help is the first step. Call The Way Out today, 661-296-4444. That's 296-4444 for a private free assessment. The Way Out is an accredited, affordable outpatient program that accepts most insurance. Call us at 661-296-4444 or check us out online at thewayoutrrecoveryscv.com. Quit battling with yourself. Ask The Way Out for help today.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Welcome to the Senior Hour. The following is paid programming and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM and AM 1220 KHTS. And we're speaking with one of our sponsors of the Senior Hour, Nola Aronson, and welcome back.
Thank you, Barbara. I appreciate that.
And we're talking about the future of hearing.
That's right. So has anybody heard us yet? How many phone calls did we get?
Don't know. But
Can I go home and make a phone call? Oh, I heard you on the radio. Can I get a 3-day, 2-night trip and my hearing tested?
Yes, you can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Pick up that
And it'll
telephone.
be for free.
Yes.
No charges.
Pick up that phone and call 661-253-3277.
But it goes beyond that. I mean, I'm such a believer in preventive care, preventive health care, that when you have a PSA for your prostate, you have your mammogram that is done, you watch your diet, you exercise, you just do things to improve your quality of life down the line. Why wouldn't you have your hearing tested? I have no idea or understanding, and what you had said earlier, that people will have their vision checked if they notice things are blurry on TV. But, you know, if they're turning the volume up on their television, that's nothing. They don't think about it. So
Right.
it's so important for those who are listening to our show, and, you know, we try on the Senior Hour to put out there ideas and thoughts to make sure that our seniors have quality of life. And when you are not having a hearing test and you haven't had one, it just behooves you that you should, because it will change how you will end up living life if you don't have it done.
Right.
So, you know, this is not a gimmick. This is not something where, you know, we're saying, hey, just come in and get a trip or anything. This is important.
Right.
This is important that people understand what they need to have done to make sure their quality of life is enhanced.
Right. Well, the other thing I think that keeps, you know, people away, since I've been in the Santa Clarita Valley for 32 years, serving the hearing impaired population, and I've been in this field for 40 years. I've seen lots of things, and the biggest thing I think why people don't do it is because they already know they do have a hearing problem, and they're afraid to come because we're going to sell them a hearing aid for all of this money. And they don't have that kind of money, or nor do they prefer to spend their money that way, put it that way. And what they don't realize is it's a long-term investment in the quality of your life.
Absolutely.
Because we talk more and more about brain hearing, that it's the brain that hears, not the ears. And when your brain is missing information, you have more of a chance to get dementia and Alzheimer's, or be confused with dementia and Alzheimer's because of the lack of hearing.
That's right.
And we need to continue to stimulate our brains to keep our quality of life and our, you know, being active and remembering things and all of that. So it's not just about hearing aids. We know hearing aids are expensive, but you're not paying for just a hearing aid. We are not selling you a hearing aid. We are giving you a solution to your hearing problem.
That's right.
If you don't have the money, I can't even tell you how many hearing aids I've donated over the years for free. If somebody really is in dire need, and I had a woman come in and she told me that she just got diagnosed with breast cancer and her husband left her and took all her money and she was almost out in the street, but she was driving down the road and an ambulance came and she didn't know why all the cars were moving over because she couldn't hear. And so she almost got hit. And she got scared and she came to me with this story. And, you know, I believe people. And I gave her a pair of hearing aids that were donated when somebody upgraded. So it's not like you're going to come in and we're going to just sell you the most expensive thing. We're just salespeople. We're not salespeople. We're medical professionals. And, you know, two of the people in my office have doctorate degrees. And, you know, it's not about that. It's about finding solutions, helping you with, as Dr. Dorio always says, your quality of life.
Quality of life.
Okay, that's what's important.
Absolutely
So
important.
that's all we care about is how can we help you. If you don't want to do something about it, we're not going to push you into it, but we will educate you. We will help you. We'll do anything that we can to make your life better. That's what we're all about at Advanced Audiology. We're located at 23822 Valencia Boulevard in Suite 103. We are right next to AAA in the Owen Patterson Century 21 building. We have a purple sign. Our number is 661-253-3277. Let's hear from you.
Absolutely. And you will also get a free hearing test.
Yeah.
And
screening.
Hearing screening.
Yes,
To get
pass
your
or fail.
baseline.
Right.
Yes. And also the chance to make a choice out of 8 sites to visit for 2 nights and 3 days.
Right.
Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible.
So,
Thank you, Nola.
Yes.
Thank you for being a part of the community. We started off the show, I'm always proud to be like a Dorio cookie between two people who have done so much in our community, but you have enhanced so many people's lives by doing what you do. And made that difference. We are so proud to have you on the show and as a sponsor.
And you have done a lot also yourself.
Well, I think
and taking care of our seniors in this community.
Well, thank you. And, I think all of us have tried because we filled a vacuum when we all came here. I've been here for 32 years like yourself. Barbara's been here for longer. It's been great. And, we're the, three musketeers.
Yeah.
not a Dorio cookie.
Right.
Great, Nola. Thanks for being on the show today.
Okay.
We appreciate it. We are sponsored by Advanced Audiology and Comfort Keepers in-Home Care. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.